Okay, so I'm going to be solving limits algebraically, numerically, and graphically. The first one is going to be algebraically. And let's say we have the equation x squared plus 2x minus 3 over x plus 3. And we're trying to solve for limit as x approaches negative 3. Now we see if we plug in negative 3, that's going to equal 0 on the bottom, and that won't work. So we have to factor the top. So that would be x plus 3 times x minus 1 over x plus 3. And so that those cancel out, and now we have x minus 1. Then we have to plug that in, so then we have negative 3 minus 1, which is equal to negative 4. And so we know that as the limit of x approaches negative 3, it is equal to negative 4. Okay, and now for numerically, let's say we have the equation x squared minus 4x plus 4 over x minus 2 as the limit of x approaches 2. So now we see again that if you put 2 on the bottom, it will equal 0, and you can't divide anything by 0, so that wouldn't work. So we're going to try and find for everything closest to 2. So 1.9, 1.99, 1.999, 2.0001, 2.001, 2.01. And I already solved this on the calculator, and I got negative 0.1, negative 0.01, negative 0.001, and then 0.001, wait, 0001, 0.001, and 0.01. And now we can see that they're all converging to 0. So we know that for the limit as x approaches 2, it equals 0, because that would be where they're going. Okay, and now for graphically, alright, let's say so we have at 4, let's say that's our graph, and we're trying to find limit as x approaches 2 from both sides. So we find x equals 2, and it's right there, and from both sides, this is on the same graph. So going down, that would equal 3. So then we know as x approaches 2 is equal to negative 3. Then we try to solve for lim of x to the 4th from the right, and so we look for x to the 4th from the right, and that's right there. So then we see that that's 5. So as the limit as x approaches 4 from the right, it is equal to 5. And then we find for the limit of x approaches negative 5 from both sides. So we look for, not negative 5, as x approaches negative 4 from both sides. You see right there that it's just a dot, and the dot is at 3, so then we know it's equal to 3. So as the limit as x approaches negative 4 from both sides, it is equal to 3.